Welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories with speeches in your OCD and the like. I also talk about some tips and advice along the way with your general health problems or your mental health problems regardless, or even just tips and advice in general, regardless what it may be, and hopefully some words of support and encouragement to lighten your guys' day and basically hopefully lighten your guys' load and be your support mentor advocate for whatever it is. As I said before, it has been brought to my attention obviously that this month is Autism Awareness Month, of April 2nd of every year is Autism Awareness Month, but I want to hopefully address some autism based topics that is quite close to my heart that I want to share with you all, hopefully no matter what it may be. So it has been brought to my attention, as I said, that many people obviously has heard of or need to be aware of the Light It Up Blue campaign that was created by Autism Speaks, which is an organisation many autistic people have issues with apparently, and I'll share more about this, the reason to why in a minute, but I want to quickly share with you all the brief history as well as a comment from someone, as well as basically how I feel about this, Autism Awareness Month stuff and whatever else that is coming close to me that I want to share. So obviously the history of Autism Speaks, their mission is dedicated to promote solutions across the spectrum and throughout the lifespan for the needs of individuals with autism and their families through advocacy and support, increasing understanding and acceptance of autism spectrum disorders, and advancing research into causes and better interventions for autism spectrum disorders and any other related conditions that come along the way. Autism Speaks enhances lives today and is accelerating a spectrum of solutions for tomorrow. Their vision, or the next 10 vision, which is their 10-year thing, as I said before I got cut off, Autism Speaks was founded of the year of February 2005 by the grandparents of a child with autism by the names of Bob and Susan Wright. They recognised the need for a powerful voice by the name of Bernie Marcus, who donated $25 million to help financially launch the organisation. Building upon the legacy of three leading autism organisations, which was Autism Coalition for Research and Education, ACRE, the National Alliance for Autism Research, your NAAR abbreviated to, and Cure Autism Now, CAN, which obviously has been so much controversy about curing autism here with this Autism Speaks organisation, that are now moved into this organisation of Autism Speak that has made extraordinary advancements in the autism community. Chief among these are increased global awareness of autism, better understanding of the breadth of the autism spectrum, and advocacy to increase research and access to care and support. Today, Autism Speaks, however, is dedicated to advancing research into causes and better treatments for autism spectrum disorders and related conditions, both through direct funding and collaboration, increasing understanding and acceptance of autism spectrum disorders, and working towards solutions for the needs of individuals with autism and their families across the spectrum and lifespan through advocacy and support. To accomplish this, however, Autism Speaks will relentlessly pursue these strategies to make significant progress towards the following outcomes, hopefully, for the next 10 years of their mission. 1. A better understanding of the causes and typology of ASD. 2. Children with an autism spectrum disorder being diagnosed before the age of 2. 3. Children having access to appropriate intervention services and resources immediately following diagnosis. Number 4. Children ability of better treatments for both underlying pathology as well as coexisting conditions that decrease quality of life for those with autism. Number 6. People with ASD and their families have transition plans put into place that will result in more independent adult life that is meaningful to that individual with ASD. Number 7. Individuals with ASD will have effective intervention services and support throughout their lifetime. These goals can only be achieved through working with communities nationwide at the federal level and globally by working with partners and governments and other organisations. It will require an inclusive approach that values diversity and individual needs. They will work in partnership with those who share their goals, ambitions and values. It is clear, however, that the mission of Autism Speaks will promote the organisation to grow in new ways and build capacity to be a sustaining organisation to accelerate progress in science and support individuals with autism and their families over a lifetime. Those will require investment in people, infrastructure and process in order to operate as best fit for them in their non-profit organisation. Okay, obviously, as I said before, there has been controversial about this Light It Up Blue that was created by Autism Speaks as I said. So therefore, many autistic people doesn't support this Loaded Up Blue campaign for Autism Awareness Month. This is also why social media now has been trying to see around about Loaded Up Gold and Loaded Up Red and other Loaded Up colours that you'll hear about. These are alternatives to Loaded Up Blue created by actual autistic people. But therefore, just to bear in mind, also another substantial argument here or disagreement from most autistics that I've been talking to, as well as what I've shared on my previous video that the logo, should it stay or should it go, that jigsaw puzzle piece, obviously, on some other logos to, set aside what we can define ourselves as an autistic, so to speak. So there's another perspective that we need to consider, even though also the blue colour of the jigsaw puzzle piece was controversial because obviously, being that they think that we're a missing piece or we need to be fixed or whatever it may be. Another issue I need to address about Autism Awareness Month is for many autistic people exactly how and what is positive awareness of autism from our perspective and understanding of it. It is a sad reality that many actual autistic people want to run and hide during Autism Awareness Month, or feel sad and frustrated or even angry, whatever feelings that we feel. Why does this reaction occur from us? Because all too often, autism awareness means awareness of negative aspects of autism through this organisation and just people's plain ignorance. Awareness of how challenging autistic people are to raise. Awareness of the perspective of your neurotypicals, you guys, of the people who have us in your lives. Also, often for us, the ideas promoted about autistic people in Autism Awareness Month doesn't feel like ideas of positive acceptance of autism. Basically, I want to just address this. If you're going to support Autism Awareness Month, just a word of caution, please think about what we are as autistic people to you guys might want the world to know about us as people. Hence why I'm trying to make a call out or call of action, shall we say, about many people that I know of on the autistic community to share their stories about what it means for them of autism awareness versus autism acceptance, which I'm going to bring about it later on this week or next week before I ask for update you on what I want to do. Also, another thing is we should be able to promote our strengths, sort of thing, promote all that is positive with our differences and why we can add value to society and not take away anything from society. Also, just to think about it, if you're going to support Awareness Month, please think about or be aware that Autism Awareness Month has a historic background that I shared of creating further public awareness of how difficult life is for those who raise or support us. Also, again, please be aware that, Autism Acceptance Month can be emotionally conflicting for autistic people. You see, you can be over something and not be able to accept or embrace it. Choice is ours. No hate on you guys. Awareness means you know something that exists, but you can still choose to ignore it, remain ignorant regarding that issue or topic that we talk about, outright reject it and have a negative attitude towards it or towards the people around you. Acceptance, however, is about embracing it. It is about understanding inclusion, empowerment, and non-discriminatory attitudes being upheld. Okay, I want to quickly share before my view on it something from a member of the group that I've been in, and I couldn't agree possibly 100% more about what she shared. As I said, today is World Autism Awareness Day, April 2nd, a day that is set aside by the United Nations for Autism Awareness, which is your Autism Speak organisation. It is often run in conjunction with lighting things up, blue, red, gold, or even talk. For her personally, she wants more than just awareness. She wants greater understanding and knowledge because she has concerns that awareness often gets translated into be awareness with the use of words like risk, challenging behaviour, stress, how hard things are for families, etc., as well as certain misconceptions about it all. Then she wonders how lighting it up will promote anything that is beneficial for actual autistics. For her and many other autistics, obviously, light sensitivity is a real issue surrounding this factor. Lights can't promote acceptance because that has to come from within the individuals in society, but she guesses it can promote the idea of it. Not sure that the lights dressing up or symbolism might achieve it also. She wished we had something that was by autistics for autistics and not created pretty much all loaded up campaigns by others for us. The only advantage, and to be fair, it is a big one, of the gold, red, taupe, etc. is those colours were chosen by us. She is also thinking deeply what it means for her to be an autistic. For her, she wants empathy and understanding, acceptance for who and what she is as an autistic without the need to be fixed or solved. That's like any given for any autistics. I'll agree. I'm one of them. And finally, she wants information and celebration. No matter what, are going to give her these things. This is what we, the autistic community, will desire above all else. Acceptance of who and what we are, what makes us tick, and inclusion in society, not exclusion. Not because we are forced to become carbon copies of how everyone else wants us to operate, what to say, do, think, and what not. To have our uniqueness embraced and celebrated, not shunned as some sort of sickness or disease. We are different, not deficient. Acceptance is what we all would like, because awareness isn't simply enough, right? Okay, my afterthoughts and my thoughts for this, for Autism Awareness Month, I'll share it now, even though I'm going to hopefully share it again with you all. It might sound repetitive about the acceptance versus awareness. Of what I can understand is, like, it is quite bittersweet, emotionally conflicting for us all, obviously, sometimes many people have many misconceptions and understanding through it all of autism, awareness. With the historical background that I've shared of autism awareness campaigns, using a lot of shock and scare tactics for many people, in the same way as to what can and will happen with other disabilities or conditions of any kind for that matter. Telling or sharing one of shocking and appalling stories to raise public awareness and money. Autism Speak certainly historically, however, do use Autism Awareness Month to promote this very negative idea of autism, of what it is really about and how it affects people. Some of the theories that I have got about autism too, obviously, of these misconceptions and misunderstandings. Autism, which costs thousands to treat. Autism Speaks also has certain misconceptions and myths about autistic kids who will never show love or experience empathy. This is far from the truth. Obviously, many autistic children do show empathy to others around them, even if they do lack in reading body language and cues in one part of the scale. Autistic kids or children who are so stressful to raise, they break up marriages, and sometimes are so stressful towards their mothers, their ex wants to harm them or themselves. So therefore, historically, Light It Up Blue led the way of promoting negative and harmful ideas of autism and efforts to raise money for cure. As I said before, why should we be cured? We're not broken, we don't need to be fixed, we just need to be accepted, loved, and whatnot, like anyone else for that matter. Well, this quickly ends. Just something for you guys to think about. Well, it's Autism Awareness Month today, especially of this day, April 2nd, 2017. Give me the like for thumbs up for sport, comment below. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Feel free to also share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to turn on the notification bell so you can keep up to date while I'm posting up these things and more later on. So in all to do, guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out. I'll see you again soon.